Hello, YouTube. Mr. Zero of Mr. Zero's Terror Ride here again. How's it going? Sad thing happened to me today. A really painful, sad thing happened. Um, I don't know what made me get into it, but I've been doing a lot of research more on the side of clowning that people tend to look at a lot more, and that's jesters and royal entertainers and such. And in reading about that, I came to other things. I started learning about some traveling performers, street performers from Russia. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name because I don't speak Russian and it didn't give me a phonetic guide. But these performers would go around. They were actors, acrobats, jugglers, storytellers, musicians, and they'd go and I was learning about the various instruments that they were playing, and their history and such. And it was interestingly again, these guys were condemned by the Orthodox Church for being devils. They were believed to be devil worshippers and devils themselves, and they were very much like the zany of the Italian theater, which Harlequin is uh, a member of that tradition. Arlecchino is the Italian name, but Harlequin is the French and English name, and that has derivatives in being a demon. Apparently, Harlequin does. Hellkin is that name, and I read that in was it the Parade of Fools, the Feast of Fools? It was a book explaining the like a fictionalized origin of Commedia dell'arte or the Harlequinade, if you will, and that was a really good book, but it talked about the origin of the name Harlequin, and yeah, so I'm studying that, and then I see Harlequin, and we all know the first time I had heard the name, as many other people first heard the name Harlequin, is from Harley Quinn, the Joker's very popular sidekick slash girlfriend, on again, off again, and I got to learn more about her, the character, and the actresses that have played her today, and I realized that I've fallen behind terribly in my collection of all things clown, especially evil clowns, and the fact that I don't have anything really representing Harley Quinn. I have a few comics. I have one of her own of her series with DC. I have the very one where she is introduced into the regular Batman world. I also have Mad Love, the ever famous illustrated origin of Harley Quinn, where it shows her origin in comic book form in the vein of the Batman Adventures animated series storyline. So I was doing okay, but there are like toys, action figures, and busts that I didn't know about. And then here I come find out that the character, who was voiced by a woman, I think the name was Arlene Sorkin. It's where the Harleen comes from, is from Arlene, partially based on her character. It turns out this woman was on America's Funniest People with Dave Coulier clear back in the day when I used to watch that show. I always found her annoying, but as Harley Quinn, I guess I like her. But she does the voice of Harley in the Arkham Asylum video game, which I kind of wanted before, but now I really want, and I don't own a video game system, so I'm gonna have to rectify that in the future. But it just makes me sad. I mean, it shows how I'm slipping in my geekiness is that I have no Harley gear at all. And I mean, as far as clowning, I mean, I had no idea how, I knew that she was a popular character, popular enough, created by Paul Dini. I knew that she was so popular they added her into the comic books, the actual Batman comics, the real world of Batman, as opposed to just the animated series. But I had no idea the amount of popularity she is out there just in YouTube. You type in her name, you get all sorts of people that are dressing up like her and claiming to be her and reenacting the comic books and so it's fascinating and very interesting and good for anyone that wants to do that. But I just feel really bad that I go on Amazon.com and check out prices on these action figures that I missed out on that I never knew existed, and I'm like, I don't have the kind of money to start collecting that stuff, but I want it. Oh well, I'll have to be content for now that I was able to get my Chuckles the Clown from Toy Story. That was a hard enough thing to get a hold of. But now I don't have any Harley. And I just, it never dawned on me that they had, products for her. I feel like such a fool for not. I'm such a fool for not having it. Could have been collecting it this whole time, but no. Oh well, I just thought I'd lament on here. Just feel really sad as all. I've noticed I kind of shaved down a little bit. Makes me look even more fat. I can sing Numa Numa now. Anyway, before I embarrass myself too much more, end communication! And if anyone's wondering why I do that, it's a reference to something I just thought was really hilarious on a television show that is not as popular as it used to be, but is still on. And if anyone that watches my videos can tell me what show that's from, um, I will award you this trophy here and a million points in awesomeness. So, anyway, just figure out where I got end communication from, and and tell me, and the trophy and the points are yours. Yeah, that's how it works.